Aloha everybody, this is Kashikawa and we are here at the Grand Naniloa Hotel in Hilo. Today is the Board of Land and Natural Resources hearing going on. Obviously, Hearings Officer Amato has made a recommendation that a permit should be issued for construction on Mauna Kea for TMT, and this is the reason why the State Land Board is here today. So with me is Dr. Michael Bolte. Michael, thanks for being with us today. Thank you for flying all the way to Hilo to attend the hearing. And you're not only a TMT Board of Directors, but you're also on the Science Advisory Committee, correct?
That's right.
So give a little background on yourself.
Okay, so I'm an astronomer, have been for 30 years. I've been at the University of California almost the whole time. That's the Center for Astronomy Facilities for the University of California astronomers. We run the Lick Observatory, the two Keck telescopes, and we've been the place that's most involved in developing the 30-meter telescope concept.
So you came in on the tail end of the Keck telescopes being developed, right? Talk a little about that and what similar technology you have with that and TMT.
Okay, so the Keck telescopes were special in that was the first time, instead of making a monolithic mirror where you polish a gigantic piece of glass to be the primary mirror of the telescope, the primary was put together by hexagonal segments with sensors and actuators that control the telescope with an unbelievable accuracy to be, a single surface to optical precision. So the Keck telescopes, because they could put together these many segments, were the largest telescopes in the history of the universe as far as we know. When they were completed in the early 1990s, University of California and Caltech were the astronomers who had the primary access, and we learned the value of larger telescopes and having access to them, because with the Keck telescopes, which had 4 times the light collecting capacity of any previous telescope. Plus, they were at Mauna Kea, which we learned is an absolutely superb site. We solved problems that had been around in the astronomical research world for decades with observations from a single night. So, what do you do next after the 10-meter telescopes? They've now 25 years since that we've been using those. You simply take that same segmented mirror technology and you add another ring of segments, or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So the 30-meter telescope is an extension of that initial Keck design, except it's to build a truly capable telescope.
So talk a little about maybe some of the discoveries made with Keck and what do you hope to find, I guess, with the 30-meter telescope with the much bigger size, being 30 meters.
Yeah, so 30 years ago when I was a graduate student, we knew about the universe close to the Earth and the galaxy we live in. We actually learned a lot. We understood how stars came to be and things like that. With the Keck telescopes in combination with the Hubble Space Telescope in particular, we could see things that were much fainter. We could take spectra, which allow you to calculate all sorts of physical properties of things. And we started to look at more and more distant objects, which meant we saw things further and further back in time. So a huge thing we did with the Kecks is for the first time we started to understand the evolution of galaxies in the history of the universe.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. The other thing that was discovered, mostly with the Kecks, with some other telescopes too, is, for the first time 20 years ago, we realized that there are many planets in the galaxy besides the one in our solar system. We discovered the first extrasolar planet, then 100, and now we have thousands. And it's a very exciting new branch of astronomy, basically.
So with TMT, or the 30-meter telescope, we keep touting it as we're going to find out the beginnings of the universe. What exactly does that mean in layman terms?
Yeah, so like I said, it's this finite light travel speed. So, light leaves a galaxy and travels through the universe, but it's a picture of what that galaxy looked like when the light left it. So if we look at a galaxy that's 10 light years away, we see it as it looked 10 years ago. With the Kecks, we can look at galaxies that are 10 billion light years away. So we see a picture of the universe as it was 10 billion years ago. What's special about the 30-meter telescope is based on our models of the universe and our assumptions about its capabilities, is we'll be able to look not just 10 billion years back, but all the way back to the beginning of space and time. And track, I know, it's crazy, and see in real time the development of the first stars, the first galaxies, and how they've evolved into what the universe we see today.
Now there's some people who say, this is great, we studied the stars. Can we talk a little bit about technology that can use back at home
yeah.
that's come from astronomy?
There's a lot of underappreciated technology that came from astronomy. Astronomers are always pushing the state of the art for collecting light, for example.
Yeah.
So a huge thing is our digital cameras. That's right, the camera in your cell phone and the digital cameras that are very popular all over the place. Those don't use film anymore. For the last decade, they've used digital detectors, which were first developed for astronomy. That's one. That's an easy one. Another one, which is completely underappreciated, is GPS, Global Positioning Systems. You have these satellites up there, and you can measure time of flight to them. And if you just said, okay, it took us 30 seconds to get a signal from that satellite and 20 seconds to get a signal from that satellite, you'd calculate your position on Earth way wrong. Because you have to take into account these things called special relativity and general relativity discovered and explored through astronomy for many years.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are many of those things. We could actually do a whole segment just on special things.
That'll be part 2 video for us.
I'll tell you one more, which is a favorite one of mine. The other things astronomers have to do is they have to see things. You take an image of the sky, it's very complicated. You say, what the heck is that? So we've developed very special algorithms for seeing structure in what appears to be chaos. And one of my favorite applications of that is actually to mammograms.
Oh.
So detecting unusual distributions of cells in breasts has been enhanced by like a factor of 3 based on astronomy algorithms for looking at distant fields of galaxies.
So that's just only 3 examples.
Those are 3, there are many.
Yeah, there are many. Okay. Mike, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for flying here to Hilo for the
You
hearing.
bet. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
And
So-
it's nice to chat, Scott.
So anyway, if you want to keep up with the project, you can go to our website at monarchyandtft.org. And we also have a Facebook page as well. And so next time, aloha.